Barakate Hawa, Barakate Abishai, Barakate Hawa, Barakate Abishai, Barakate Hawa, Barakate Abishai, Kahalam Lai Hawa, Bashim Abishai, Bashim Kakadash, and I will honor the apostles, elders, and brothers on down at Great Millstone, where I learned this truth from. Salutations to the hopefully elect. This is your brother Rai Banyamian. Title of this lesson would be another reason we need salvation. Faith booster, right? You know, the apostles and after them said in the past that one way or another we suffer from we have different like cancer cells and stuff in us. It's just that some brothers they get hit with it earlier than others, or some get hit worse than others, and some never fall apart and die with it, though we all suffer from something innate that we don't know about. And that's why we really need our Lord to come, man. We need to rejoice at these signs that is coming. Yeah, the inflation is high. Every time we go to work and stuff, we got to put gas or diesel in our vehicles. It costs us money. It costs us living. We have children that always eating and stuff like that, and the cost of things is high. But the pain is only for a time, man. And this lesson is for myself, first and foremost too. Because while we teach these things, we have to prepare our minds for it as well. We have to prepare ourselves to go through these things. So these things is for all of us. So I said, as a reproof and rebuke and encouragement for myself, and to encourage the brotherhood and the Aquad and stuff as well. So these are the things that we had to go through in this place, man. As you see the title, it says the article is from The Guardian. It says disturbing weed killer ingredient tied to cancer found in 80% of urine samples. And for certain safety related jobs, in order to pass the pre-screening or whatever, the requirements, some businesses they require a urine sample. Now they may check for alcohol and like different proteins and stuff in the urine, but what is also in there that they probably don't check or hinder you from getting a job is these different chemicals that is in your bloodstream and in your urine. What I mean? So I'm gonna read this article. I'm gonna share a few scriptures and close it out. What I'm saying? Because we would be delivered from these things as well. And look at what is coming out. 20 30 years, you wouldn't see this like this in article. It would be like the back of the article. But as time goes on, more reports are coming out, so we could bring it to the bodyhood, to the body, and warn. But we really need to be delivered, man. So the fact that this is in a urine sample is crazy, because no brother, no one I know drink a cup of Roundup weed killer a day. I don't see nobody put some ice in a glass and say, man, we about to drink some Roundup, man. You know what I mean? And then you later on they piss the thing out or whatever. You know what I mean? So this is happening because of the air that we breathe and the food that we eat and the things that we drink. But I'm gonna continue on. This article was written by Kerry Gillum, July 9th, which was yesterday, 5:05:30 EDT. It says, first scripture I want to read before I go in. Is in, because we were prophesied that these things will happen to us. Is Ezekiel 4:13. It says, and the Lord said, even thus shall the children of Israel eat their defiled bread among the Gentiles, whether I will drive them. So in these different captivities, you know, even though we may be worshiping different idols, keeping the hidden doctrine, we're gonna also eat their defiled bread. You know what I mean? Bread that is not meat. That the Lord doesn't want us to eat. Pretty much unclean things. So if you look at also these different drinks that you buy, these different food products, they got like paragraphs of ingredients, but it's really chemicals. And these chemicals, put together, they cause cancer cells and stuff in your body. I remember, a family member was telling me that a lot of the things that we eat, sometimes if you add one more chemical to it, the chemical, it will turn into plastic. You know what I'm saying? In your body, so you don't know, what's going on in your body. I think some weeks ago, they found a credit card worth of metals chunked up in someone's lungs. So the person didn't eat a whole credit card or cut up credit cards and sold it like that, but for a meal. Is these food that we're eating, man? You know what I mean? So it's in prophecy that we're gonna eat our bread unclean, defiled amongst the heathen. So going on, it says more than 80% of urine samples drawn from children and adults in the U.S. health study contain a weed-killing chemical linked to cancer, a finding scientists have called disturbing and concerning. The report by a unit of the Center for Disease Control and Prevention, CDC, found that out of 2,310 urine samples taken from a group of Americans intended to be representative of the U.S. population, 1,885 were laced with a detectable traces of glyphosate. This is a active ingredient in herbicides sold around the world, including the widely used Roundup brand. Almost a third of the participants were children ranging from 6 to 18. Academics and private researchers have been noting high levels of the herbicide glyphosate in analysis of human urine samples for years, but the CDC has only recently started examining the extent of human exposure to glyphosate in the U.S., and its work comes at a time of mounting concerns and controversy over how pesticides in food and water impact human and environment health. These is also going to culminate in uproars of the people, because the people are already angry. Their lifestyle is going down the drain, and when they see that their food is being poisoned, you know these diseases, cancer, these are expensive sicknesses, illnesses that causes a lot of people to go into debt. It causes families to be stressed out and overworked. These are longevities. Cancers are longevity sicknesses, and it's expensive. So people are going to become angry because they don't need this chemical in your food, man. The fact that it's in there is somebody put it in there. You know what I'm saying? I want to read another script here. First Timothy 4:8. The one of the things that is promoted in society, I would say, within the last 5 to 8 years is fitness, right? You exercise, you do your keto diet, you do your intermittent fasting and all of that. But at the end of the day, your body still need nourishment, right? Your body need the water, and the different foods and stuff. So those things, the exercise is kind of like meal. I mean, it's good, keep your heart rate low and keep you fit, and all of that, helps with your blood pressure, keeps you from diabetes and stuff. But here, this man put in chemicals in your food. After you do all the exercise and stuff, you feel good, do your workout. The food that you're eating is causing cancer cells, which is going to break down your physical body anyway. You know what I'm saying? But we need to put our trust in the Most High, not in these things. Yeah, it's good to exercise, eat differently, intermittent fasting and stuff. But at the end of the day, we rely on the mercy upon the Lord. So this is 1 Timothy 4:8. It says, "For bodily exercise profited little, but godliness is profitable unto all things, having promise of the life that is now and of that which is to come." So that is faith in the Most High, because we don't know, where our turn is gonna come. You know what I'm saying? So, we doing what the Lord saying, we trusting in Him day to day for our daily bread, and praying that He keep us in our going out, in our coming ins, the faith, right? So faith is gonna keep us and doing the work of the Lord, and fear in Him is what is gonna keep us. Cause He knows what is going on in our bodies. He knows the count of every strand of hair, on our head. You know what I mean? So He's gonna grant us a hedge of protection, and even if we may fall sick for a time, He is gonna deliver us, and He's gonna bring us out of our different illnesses. All right. Going back to the article. It says, "I expect that the realization that most of us have glyphosate in our urine will be disturbing to many people," said Leanne Shepard. And another thing, these when you go for these drug tests for these companies, they don't only do the protein or alcohol check for the company and just throw it away. They do other testing. That's how they could find these things. They're not only doing these things on the subjects that they call in for the trials. They just as how they take your information when you're on the internet and when you buy certain things. When you go and you do these other blood work and stuff, they check it and stuff to see, but they would never warn you. They would never call you and say, "Look, man, this is what we found, in urine sample and stuff. You need to do something, about it." It's only when you get sick and then your doctor requests the work so that they could go and do surgery. That is when they go, they warn you and stuff about it. You know what I mean? So this place needs to go down, man. The wicked need to be destroyed, man. That's it. All right. So continuing on, it says, "I expect that the realization that most of us have glyphosate in our urine will be disturbing to many people," said Leanne Shepard, professor of University of Washington Department of Environmental and Occupational Health Services. "Thanks to the new research, we know that a large fraction of the population has it in urine." All right, let's see. Many people will be thinking about whether that includes them. Yeah, man. So we need to get out of it. Shepard co-authored a 2019 analysis that found glyphosate exposure increased the risk of non-Hodgkin lymphoma, and also co-authored a 2019 scientific paper that reviewed 19 studies documenting glyphosate in human urine. Both the amount and prevalence of glyphosate found in human urine has been rising steadily since the 1990s, when Monsanto company introduced genetically engineered crops designed to be sprayed directly with Roundup, according to research published in 2019 by University of California, San Diego School of Medical Researchers. No one will continue on first. Paul Mills, the lead researcher of that study, said at the time there was an urgent need for a thorough investigation of the impact of human health from glyphosate in foods people commonly consume. You know, when I drive, one of the things I use at night is fruit. So I'm gonna go to the store and buy some fruit instead of eating something heavy at night. And when I bite down into the apple, I could taste the chemical in it. My body was like, man, this is chemical, and you can't continue eating this. You know what I'm saying? And I like eating the fruits at night because it keeps me from eating, um, you know, other stuff. I use it as a buffer from eating other stuff. And I had to throw the apple away, man, because I could clearly taste the chemicals and stuff in the apple. My body was like, yo, you gotta throw this thing away. Don't even take another bite, man. You know what I mean? And I had to throw the thing away, you know what I'm saying? And it was an apple, you know what I mean? Fruits and stuff that people eat that, to keep their health up. So can you imagine making a green smoothie where you blending up a whole bunch of stuff and you thinking, man, this thing is good. It's good for my health, but it has stuff in it. You know what I mean? So ultimately, when you do the best you can, you pray over your food and your beverage, right? And we also need to pray and ask the Lord to also hasten, the coming, and not only that, but in our behavior, as well. We need to get out of here. Almost done. Well, I'm gonna hit the script here first before I continue. We have instances in the scriptures where, our ancestors, they fell with different illnesses, and the Lord healed them. So even though all these things are coming out right now, on the left hand side, with different wickedness, the Lord's gonna show us on the right hand side that, hey, I got your back. So this is a faith booster scripture here. This is Acts 28. Let's start from verse 1. And this is Paul when he was at Malta. All right. And you're gonna see, what the Lord do for him, you know what I mean? And this is Acts 28 and 1. It says, and when they were escaped, then they knew that the island was called Melita, and the barbarous people shewed us little kindness. For they kindled a fire, this is Paul and David, for they kindled a fire and received us every one, because of the present rain and because of the cold. And when Paul had gathered a bunch of sticks and laid them on the fire, there came a viper out of the heat and fastened on his hand. So like a wrap around his hand and bite him, you know what I'm saying? And when the barbarians saw the venomous beast hang on his hand, they said among themselves, no doubt this man is a murderer, whom he had escaped the sea. Yet vengeance suffereth not to live. And he shook off the beast into the fire and felt no harm. Howbeit they looked when he should have swollen and fallen down dead suddenly. But after they had looked a great while and saw no harm come to him, they changed their minds and said he was a man of God, of the Most High. You know what I'm saying? So even though, harm came to him, right? The snake bit him, poisonous snake bit him, right? The Lord was with him. Now, if that had happened to a wicked person, like it said here, they look, the wicked person would definitely swollen and fall apart and suddenly die, you know what I'm saying? But the Most High was with Paul. Now, in a situation like that, would physical exercise have profited him? No, I mean, a poisonous snake bite you and sting you and release the poison in your bloodstream. No matter how slim you are, how much exercise or keto diet that you do, you dead. You know what I'm saying? So this Holy Spirit of the Most High was with Paul, where no poisonous thing came onto him, was able to destroy him. You know what I'm saying? So we have to believe and expect the Lord is gonna extend His hand with these different miraculous activities in our lives in these days. You know what I mean? You know. So even though we may have this particular poison, I rebuke it. I pray I don't. You know what I mean? But even if we do, you know what I mean? We keep the faith and we continue. And the Lord is going to deliver us. Our new bodies, we wouldn't have these nonsense, these different chemicals in it, and we wouldn't even consume these things. You know what I'm saying? Continuing on, it says more than 200 million pounds of glyphosate are used annually by U.S. farms in the fields. The weed killer is spread directly over genetically engineered crops such as corn, soybeans, and also over non-genetically engineered crops. So you see, even the natural stuff getting sprayed, man, such as wheat and oats as the desiccant to dry crops out prior to harvest. Many farmers also see what's if I can find the meaning of that word desiccant. 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 DESICC. A substance that dries the surface to which it is applied to make very dry. Alright. To make very dry. Okay. Many farmers also use it in the fields before the growing season, including spinach growers and almond producers. Calvin Gary, we're going to be nuts, man. It is considered the most widely used herbicide in history. Residues of glyphosate have been documented in an array of popular foods made with crops sprayed with glyphosate, including baby food. So you don't even get your children at a young age, man. No wonder why the study showed between the children ages 8 to 18, they have it in the chemical in their bloodstream, glyphosate. The primary route of exposure for children is through the diet. Everybody, yeah, man. Monsanto and the company that brought it in 2018, Bayer make the cockroach spray and the ant spray and all of that. Bayer have maintained that glyphosate and Roundup products are safe here, right? And that residues in food and in human urine are not a health risk. These people are the devil, man. They are at odds with many researchers and the International Agency for Research on Cancer, a unit of the World Health Organization, which classifies glyphosate as a probable human carcinogen in 2015. The U.S. Environmental Protection Agency, the EPA, has taken an opposite stance, classifying glyphosate as not likely to be a carcinogenic. So last month, a federal appeals court issued an opinion vacating the agency's safety determination and ordering the agency to give further consideration into evidence of glyphosate risk. So nobody's taking responsibility for these sicknesses, death, and of millions of these people. People of all ages should be concerned, but I'm particularly concerned for children, said Phil Landrigan, who worked 16 years at the CDC and the EPA and now directs the program for global public health and common good at Boston College. Let's see. Almost done. Children are more heavily exposed to pesticides than adults because pound for pound they drink more water, eat more food, and breathe more air. Landrigan said also children have many years of future life when they can develop disease with long incubation periods such as cancer. This is particularly a concern with the herbicide glyphosate. So yeah, they consume them thing all them years, and by the time they turn 35, they start breaking down. The new CDC data was released as part of the National Health and Nutrition Examination Survey research that is typically highly valued by scientists. Cynthia Curl, Boyle State University assistant professor of community and environmental health, said it was obvious concerning that a large percentage of U.S. population is exposed by glyphosate, but said it is still unclear that how that translates to human health. The story is co-published with New Lead, a journalism project of the Environmental Working Group. Last scripture I wanna visit is in Mark 16, and I'm gonna read from 14 to 18. It says, "Afterward he appeared." This is when our Lord rose. Alright, it says, "Afterward he appeared unto the 11 as they sat at meat, and upbraided them. He rebuked them with their unbelief and hardness of heart, because they believe not them which had seen him after he was risen. And he said unto them, Go ye into all the world and preach the gospel to every creature, right, of our people. And he that believeth and is baptized shall be saved, but he that believeth not shall be damned. And these signs shall follow them that believe. In my name shall they cast out devils. They shall speak in new tongues, different languages. They shall take up serpents, and if they drink any deadly thing, it shall not hurt them. They shall lay hands on the sick, and they shall recover. So you see what it says here, they will take up serpents, and if they drink any deadly thing, it shall not hurt them. So as long as we believing in this word and we're teaching this word, right? We are not hypocrites. We are following the Lord's commandments, and statutes. These things will not harm us. And even if He tests us for a time in our period with sicknesses and diseases, He's gonna bring us out of it, right? As part of growing our faith, growing our appreciation, and fearing the Most High. All right. So even though you may be sick now, you may be suffering these things, pray and believe in our Lord, right? And He's gonna deliver you. He's gonna deliver us. We are at the end. We don't have much long suffering with these devils putting these different chemicals in the air, food, and in the drink to harm us, to kill us, and to do the same to our little ones. All right. So hold fast. The signs are here, man. Rejoice, for the coming of our Lord Yahweh, where Yahweh Shai is at hand. This is your brother Rai Banyamian, and I pray that you are edified. Shalom.